शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Namaste. Now we will see the 34th verse of Shri Vishnu Sahasranama, the meanings of the namas therein based on the Bhashya, the commentary of Shri Shankaracharya. Now, first the verse Ishto Vishishtashishteshtaha Shikhandi Nahusho Vrishaha Krodhaha Krodhakritkarta Vishwabahurmahidharaha. The namas herein are Ishtaha, Avishishtaha, Shishteshtaha, Shikhandi, Nahushaha, Vrishaha, Krodhaha, Krodhakritkarta, Vishwabahuhu, Mahidharaha. So there are 10 namas in this verse. Let's consider the meaning of each of these one by one. The first one is Ishtaha, Paramanandatmakatvena Priyaha, being of the nature of supreme bliss, hence he is dear. So the word Ishta is can be derived from the root Ishu Ichhayam. Ichha is desire. So the one who is desired. Why is the Paramatman desired or Ishtaha? Because the very nature of the Paramatman is Parama Ananda, supreme bliss. So by realization of the Paramatman, what one attains is absolute or supreme bliss, and hence he is Priyaha Ishtaha. There is another interpretation to this term, Yajnena Pujitaha iti va Ishtaha. The one who is worshipped through Yajna is Ishta. The word Ishta can also be derived from the root Yaja. So what is Yajna? Yajna or the root Yaj indicates the worship of divinity with the sense of idam na mama. So Agnaye Swaha, Agnaya idam na mama. That is the act of merging oneself with the Paramatman. So overcoming one's ego and surrendering to the divinity, or offering to the divinity. Offering, it may be offering of material, various kinds of materials, or offering one's own self, where the identity of I is slowly dissolving. So that is yajna. So Ishta has two meanings. Ishta, the one who is desired because he is of the nature of supreme bliss. Ishta, the one who is worshipped through yajna. Yajna is an act where offering is made to the divinity, overcoming the sense of I. So that is the first term, Ishtaha. The second term is Avishishtaha. Sarvesham Antaryamittvena Avishishtaha. Being the indweller of everyone, he is not special, or he is common to all. So the word Avishishtaha, Vishishta means special, Avishishta who is not special, means who does not belong to any special person, which means who is present, who is accessible to everyone, who is present within everyone, and who is accessible to everyone. And that is the meaning. As an antaryami, as an indwelling divinity, he is present within everyone and accessible to everyone, and hence he is a vishishtaha. The third term is Shishteshtaha. There are a few interpretations to this term. The first one is Shishtanam Vidusham Ishtaha. The one who is dear to the wise. So here the word Shishteshta has two components, Shishta and Ishta. Shishta means Shishtanam, Vidusham. Shishta refers to Vidvans. Vidvans means the one who know the nature of the divinity, the compassionate, the supreme consciousness, and which is also of the nature of supreme bliss. So knowing that, those who know it, they are the Vidvans and they are the Shishtas, and Shishtanam, to such Shishtas, the one who is Ishta, the one who is very dear. So the one, those who are knowledgeable, those who are wise, those who know the nature of Paramatman, they love him. So to them, the Paramatman is very dear. So for the Jnanis, their love is unconditional towards the divinity. So Shishteshtaha, which is repeated from the previous term also, is derived in the sense of Ishu Ichhayam, desire. Now the next interpretation is Shishtaha Ishtaha Asya Itiva Asyetiva. The one to whom the wise are dear. So previously, the one who is loved by the wise, or the one who loves the wise, the one who loves the wise is Shishteshta in this sense. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, we see Udaraha sarva evaite jnani tu atmaiva me matam. So the one who is very closer, very dear. So I am and jnanis are not different. To that extent, the Paramatman loves the jnanis, and hence Shishteshta. So the ones who are loved by the Paramatman himself, Bhaktaha me priyaha, such devotees are dear to Bhagavan. So in that sense, Shishteshtaha. So first one is the one who is loved by the Jnanis. The second interpretation is the one who loves the Jnanis, the one to whom the Jnanis are very dear. In the Bhagavad Gita, as was just quoted, we see Priyohi Jnaninotyartham Aham Sacha Mama Priyaha. So for the Jnanis, I am dear, and to me, the Jnanis are dear. So based on this Bhagavad Gita verse, we see the above two interpretation. Or there is another way of looking at the term Shishteshtaha. Shishtaihi Ishtaha Pujitaha Itiva. The one who is worshipped by the wise. So here in this third interpretation, the term Ishta does not mean dear. Ishtaha, Pujitaha. The second interpretation that we saw in the previous term also, deriving from the root yaja, to worship. So the one who is worshipped by the pious, the one who is worshipped by the wise. So he is Shishteshta. So there are these three interpretations to the term Shishteshta. The fourth term is Shikhandi. Shikhandaha, Kalapaha, Alankaraha asyeti. Yato Gopaveshadharaha. Shikhanda means costume. The one who has it is a Shikhandi, as he wears the costume of a cowherd. So here we see the term Shikhandi. Shikhandaha asya iti Shikhandi. Shikhanda refers to costume. The one who has this Shikhanda, the one who wears this costume is a Shikhandi. What costume does the Bhagavan wear? He wears so many costumes, but especially in the Krishna Avatara, we see that the Bhagavan adorns the costume of a normal, common Gopa or the cowherd. So, Shikhandi. The next term is Nahushaha. Nahyati Bhutani Mayayato Nahushaha. Naha Bandhane. The one who binds the people with Maya, derived from the root Naha Bandhane. The term Nahusha, Acharya indicates, is derived from the root Naha Bandhane. Naha, to bind or to tie. So Nahyati Bhutani, the one who binds or ties the people with Maya, Avidya, Ajnana, which arises out of the previous karmas and the vasanas. So the Maya, which operates based on the karmas and vasanas, that is the tool or that is the rope by which the Bhagavan ties the created beings to this world. So Nahushaha. The sixth term is Vrishaha. Kamanam Varshanat. Vrishaha Dharmaha. Being Dharma, the one who showers desires. So Vrisha, the term Vrisha is derived by stating that Varshanat Vrishaha. So the one who showers. So who is the one that really showers? Dharma, the righteous activities as stated in the Shastras. And those righteous activities which are taught by the Shastras are none other than the Bhagavan himself. So in every righteous activity, in every noble activity, the Bhagavan resides and showers all the desires of the Jivatmans, the individual souls. So in Mahabharata, towards this derivation, we see the reference Vrushohi Bhagavan Dharmaha Smruto Lokeshu Bharata. So Bhagavan is known among the people as Vrisha, and Vrisha is none other than Dharma, and that is again the manifestation of Lord Narayana. The seventh term is Krodhaha. Sadhunam Krodham Hantiti Krodhaha. The one who destroys the anger of the pious. So Krodha Ha are the two components. Krodha is anger. Ha, the one who destroys, removes. So the sadhus or the noble people who are dedicated and devoted to the Bhagavan. So the Bhagavan blesses them by removing their anger. Because in Bhagavad Gita we see Krodhat bhavati sammohaha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bramshat buddhinashaha, buddhinashat pranashyati. So in the second chapter we see how Krodha gradually leads to the doom or destruction of an individual. So Bhagavan, he removes, by removing the anger in the devotees, he protects the devotees. Krodhaha. The next term is Krodhakrit Karta. So there are a couple of ways of looking at the term. Let us first look at it as, so this is looked at as Krodhakrit Karta, as two namas, and it is also seen as one nama as Krodhakrit Karta. So first we will see this as two namas, Krodhakrit and Karta. This is given by, this split has been given by Acharya Shankara himself. So first we will consider Krodhakrit. Asadhushu Krodham Karoti iti Krodhakrit. The one who creates anger in the minds of the wicked. So Krodha Krit. Krit means who creates. What does he create? Krodha, anger. So the creator of anger. So in whom does the Bhagavan create anger? Asadhushu, in the wicked, in the uh, people with negative tendencies. So we already saw that how Krodha will lead to the doom or destruction. So by creating anger in the mind of the wickeds, he leads them to their destruction and thereby protecting the pious, noble, good, and the devotees. So, Krodha Krit. Then the next part is Karta. Kriyate iti karma jagat. Tasya Karta. That which is created is karma. So what is the one which is created? The world. So the one who creates it is Karta. So the thing that is being created is karma. Karma in this context is the created world. And who is the one who does this creation? He is the Karta and he is none other than the Bhagavan. So Karta simply means the doer or the creator. Creator of what? The whole world. And who is that? Bhagavan Narayana. So this can be seen into two terms as Krodhakrit and Karta. But this can also be seen as a single term, Krodhakrit Karta. So towards that, Acharya presents the interpretation. Krodhakritam Daityadinam Karta Chedakaha. Krodhakrit Karta ityekam va nama. So the one who cuts asunder the demons who are endowed with anger. Hence, Krodhakrit Karta can be considered as one nama also. So here, the term Krodhakrit Karta, Krodhakrit. So Krodhakritam Daityanam. So Krodhakrit itself means Daityas, means those who are endowed with anger. So that we always see or we always hear from the Puranas and the stories that the wicked, the Daityas, the demons, Asuras are endowed with anger. So Krodham Kurvanti, always they are endowed with anger. So Daityas or Rakshasas or Asuras are characterized by their anger and hence they are called as Krodha Kritaha, those who are endowed with anger. And what does Paramatma do to them? Krodha Kritam Karta. Karta here does not mean the one who does. Krintati iti karta means the one who cuts. Krintanam means to cut or to cut asunder. Chedanam. So Krodha Kritam Daityadinam Karta Chedakaha, the one who cuts and destroys the Rakshasas and others, is Krodha Krit Karta Bhagavan Narayana. So in this way, Krodhakrit Karta can either be seen as Krodhakrit and Karta, or Krodhakrit Karta can be seen as one single Nama also. The next term is Vishwabahu. There are a couple of interpretations to this term. Let's first consider the first one. Vishvesham Alambanattvena Vishwabahu. Being the support for everyone, he is Vishwabahu, Lord Narayana. Vishwabahu. So Bahu is the shoulder or the arms. So and Vishwa is everything. So in this, the first interpretation, Vishwa is everything or everyone, and Bahu is the shoulder, and shoulder is normally the support. So either while carrying any weight, it is the support, or to console anyone, so the shoulder or the arms are the support to others. So in this way, Bahu is interpreted as support. Being the source of support, Bahu itself is indicated or given the meaning support. So to whom is this, or whom is the Bhagavan Bahu or support? Vishwa, for everyone, for one and all, because there is every possibility that people, everyone may have suffering or sorrow in life at one or other point of time. So the supportive or the consoling or the source from which solace and peace of mind can be attained is the Bhagavan. Hence, the source of solace and support to one and all. Who is that? Vishwabahu. That is the first interpretation. Very calming interpretation, or very reassuring interpretation that we see. This is the first interpretation. Then the second interpretation is Vishwe Bahavaha Asya Itiva, or the one to whom all the arms or shoulders belong to. So here all the Bahus which are there in this world, everything is nothing but his Bahu only. We see Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. So all the heads that we see of all the beings here are the Paramatman's head, in the sense the manifestations. And then the eyes, the feet, all the eyes, all the feet, all the heads of all the beings that we see, all are constitution, or all are the constituents of the Paramatman himself. Similarly, all the Bahus also, even in the Vedas, we see Vishwato Bahu. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad is quoted by Acharya to see, to show that all the Bahus are the Bahus of Paramatman himself. The 10th term is Mahidharaha. Mahim Pujam Dharanim Va Dharatiti. The one who is adorned by worship, or the one who holds or supports the earth. So Mahi Dhara. The word Mahi has two meanings, or are given two meanings by Acharya. Mahi means puja, worship. Mahi also means Dharani, the earth. So Pujam Dharati, or the one who is adorned by worship. So the one who is worshipped by one and all, he is Mahidhara. So Mahi also means Dharani, earth. So Dharanim Dharati, the one who supports, or the one who lifts up the universe. In the Varaha Avatara, he has lifted up the earth. So he is Mahidharaha, or the one who is responsible of the sustenance of the universe, or the support, as a support of the universe, one who takes care of the sustenance of the universe. He is Mahidharaha. So with these 10 namas, we have thus far seen 317 namas. Om Tat Sat, Shri Krishnarpanamastu.